Doing awesome, doing great. We are so excited to see everyone as everyone is filing in today. And we thank you all so much for your time, for coming together. Corey and I, is Corey in here? There she goes. I think she's in here. we were just talking, and Corey called me one day and she says, I have an idea, Kyle. She wanted to just collaborate our thoughts, and we have some great minds here in this room here, and having just a private roundtable discussion, since we're all having similar strategies with TIL and getting better faster, and then how can we collaborate and share ideas, and how we're utilizing SITME, but also how we're utilizing these strategies within SITME to maximize our strategies and our effectiveness in our districts and our programs as well. So I just want to just thank everyone for coming here. And as well, if you don't know, my name is Kyle Howard. For some of y'all I've met, some of them I have not. So I am just the field market director here at SITME. So I'm just the one that's kind of just coordinates, put things together. And Corey is, of course, our mastermind behind all this. So without further ado, first of all, I just want to say that we will have the SITME chat going as well. So I'll just have some questions going along in the SITME chat. But I wanted to give y'all a chance just to introduce yourselves as well. Obviously your name, your district or program where you're from, but also what motivated you to join this private discussion today. So I'll start off. The only person to my right who I see, so I'm just picking at random. That's Jennifer.
Perfect. I'm Jennifer Graves. I'm the Director for Leadership, Learning, and Accountability here at Region 6 Education Service Center in Huntsville. And so Jess was kind of telling me, what you guys were doing today. And since TIL falls underneath my wheelhouse here at the service center, we're always looking for ways that we can become more efficient and maximize our outreach to our school districts. And so I'm just excited to be here and to hear the collaboration of a bunch of great minds on how we can improve our services here at Region 6.
Great. And I'll go to the next person, just go down the line here, and that would be Monique.
Oh, hey, Monique, you're muted.
Hi guys. So I just left the training. Like, if you're from Houston, you know that it could be 2 miles and that could be 45 minutes, but I'm pulling up to my office now. But I am in Channel View ISD, and we started using SITME for our coaches corner, and it is new to me. I heard a lot about it, but hadn't worked in it. And so I'm just excited to be around others who are using it so that I can learn as much as I can to take back to the others who are using it within the district, so we can maximize and spread it, because I've fallen in love with the platform.
Great. Well, yes. Monique, I actually had the chance to meet you, so I understand how that Houston traffic is. So I be safe on that, make it back to the office safely. So we understand how that goes. So, but nextly, who I have next going right is Jessica.
Yes, I am Jessica Hassel, also at Region 6. Dr. Graves is my fearless leader. I have taken over as the TIL lead for our service center in the last year. We started utilizing SITME many years ago when I wasn't in this role, and we were actually a totally different department, and lots have changed and roles have changed, and we're just trying to get back into I think utilizing the platform as our TIL services grow, seeing how we can use that to make us more efficient in terms of travel and those kinds of things, and how we can still continue those coaching conversations and that collaboration in a platform that I think fosters growth and learning, that makes things more efficient when you've got multiple districts involved and different folks. So we're right now just using it as an internal TIL coach platform for me and the rest of our coaches, the TIL coaches here at the service center. But I'm excited to learn how to branch it out further and get it into the districts that we're serving, especially since our contract list has recently grown quite a bit. We're going to have to work smarter, not harder, if we're going to still deliver the same quality of services that we have in the past. So I'm excited to learn from these two districts. So thanks for inviting us, Corey.
I'm so excited to have all y'all here. Austin, you're next.
I know. Just making sure I was not muted. Hi everyone. My name is Austin Smith. I'm the director of secondary for Everman ISD, which is a little bit south of Fort Worth. We actually have a Fort Worth address at the admin building, so we're in the Metroplex. The motivation for being here today was just to, Jessica, you kind of took the words out of my mouth, like be more efficient is the overall theme of everything, but then hear from you guys as far as like on your TIL end at the service center, some ideas or how you've been using it with your coachees. I'm a coachee for the TIL rep for the service center here at Region 11. And so, I look forward to leading up to her and being like, hey, see, Region 6 is doing this, so you need to be doing this, I'm just kidding. But she's actually done a great job. It has like started to explore Sydney being a potential product at Region 11. So Kyle and Corey, just so y'all know that. But TIL there's a lot of paperwork. There is a lot of artifacts. There's a lot of feedback loops. There are videos. Man, you name it. And it's like a part of TIL. So that was the impetus for getting Sydney in the first place. And so was just to have a place to house all of those artifacts in a more efficient way, not only for TIL, but also through like our Get Better Faster coaching cycles that we've got at all of the 9 campuses. And anyway, but I feel like we have just scratched the surface this year. So y'all were saying that you're excited to learn from us, but I hope that you take something away from me, but I'm just as excited to learn from you guys too, because I'm always curious to know more. I feel like we're like right on the cusp of like greatness with Sydney. And so I just want to figure out the things that we can do to push us over the edge. So there you go.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that. So I want to point you to, if you haven't yet, I know Jennifer has, I saw her response in there. Log on into the School of Sydney, whether you do it on the mobile app, so you can kind of spend your FaceTime here with us in Zoom, or you want to toggle between Zoom and the web version. I dropped a question in there, all to y'all's point, right? Like, so we've got your motivation for being here. Now I want to know specifically, as we kind of kickstart the conversation, what are you most interested? You had a chance to see each other's. Isn't it cool? We've got an app that lets you kind of like screen record and share and see something before you even walk into the meeting. So you all left lots of great comments. I was telling Kyle how cool it was. I know I've had conversations with each of you, all 3 of your organizations, around, hey, have you thought about frameworks? Have you thought about this? And hey, you can customize the look of your account. And so, but y'all have had so much on your plates and just able to focus on one thing at a time. So I think it just hits different when you're able to see somebody who's more of a peer, right, with you kind of alongside it, and actually get to see what it looks like on their side. So with that, thank you, Jessica, for hopping in there. Are there any specific things that you're like, okay, now that I've got Austin live, or Monique or Jessica, tell me more about this. Can you show us more about those things? And then we're going to hand the floor to y'all. And then Kyle and I have a couple of things as we kind of wrap up the hour, but let's just start by everybody dropping into the Sydney chat, huddle chat, what you want to see from somebody or talk about during this time. Okay. Monique, it looks like you made it back to your office. All right.
Yeah, that Houston traffic is something. I was coming back from the airport yesterday, traveling back from ASCD in Denver. So not only that travel coming back, but then there's the Final Four as well. So there's a lot of stuff going on here. So traffic, people coming in, coming out. So
Y'all, I don't miss it at all. I grew up in Region 6, so we aren't as in the city, right? In the Big Pines, and Waco, traveling to and from Waco for all those years when I was at the service center. I'm so done with that. I now live in a village. Allison Burnett here always jokes like, "Where's your village? Can we?" But it's literally a village, and there's no traffic, and it's glorious. So, yeah, Monique, come visit me sometime. So, yeah, it's wonderful. Yeah, how to get the framework accessible on the platform? Absolutely, reports and how they can be leveraged. Okay, Monique, is there anything specific that you want to talk about, discuss, or see? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. Okay, so I'm here to support any of the techie side things and like think a little bit more about kind of workflows and use cases. But I really just want to give you guys an opportunity to chat and share and show. So I'll let y'all kind of
it'll
go
be
from there.
it'll be interesting, Corey. I feel like maybe to open up the I know we can see the chat too as well, but I want to see the comments because I know some of y'all had questions on
On the videos.
Yeah, on the video, so we can see those as well to kind of answer those questions. I know we had questions on the frameworks, we had questions about folders, analytics. So we can just kind of maybe dive into that. Maybe we can open that up for y'all and we can go from there.
Yeah. We'll start big idea, regional level till coachees work here. Also, because Jessica was the first one to be able to hop in there and share her video. So we'll start here. And again, feel free to also open up, but I really love, Jessica, that y'all are using this as a way to stay connected as a team and as a unit, both in person and asynchronously, and how you're able to leverage this to facilitate their learning and growth, even outside of those meetings. So anybody have any questions for Jessica?
I really think the greatest thing that we've been able to accomplish just in the little bit of dabbling in SIBME that we've done this, since Christmas is just the ability to keep the conversations going between month to month meetings. We don't, as a department, we have school improvement and all kinds of folks in our department that are dividing and conquering and all over the place. And so even to just have a quick conversation in the hallway is sometimes really hard to do. And I'll just send little quick snippets, or if I see anybody in the hallway, hey, don't forget to check SIBME. There's been some great comments. And then of course, the fact that you get an email every time that, a comment has been said or something has been posted, that's really helped, I think, to keep it fresh so that we're not going, if you're not doing TIL work right now because you don't have a district that you're coaching, that you still stay abreast of everything that's coming out. Because I know my role as TIL lead, we have our meetings with TEA and the rest of the TIL lead team, and we're constantly getting more and more information and artifacts. And sometimes you can't wait a whole month to share it out. And so this has been a great way to just keep folks thinking about TIL, keep it on everyone's radar as new grants are coming out. Hey, this is something we need to push for our district, those kinds of things. It's just really helped get us, I think, connected as a TIL coach team. So I really appreciate that part.
I do have a question, Corey, for Jessica. Jessica, I was thinking about like you're a coach, and like if I were the coachee, it's not so much a redundancy, but it seems awkward, maybe is a better word to put it, like going from like a Google document that has like my scripting in it to just upload the link to the SIBME. You know what I'm saying? Have y'all like tossed around any ideas to incorporate like scripting within SIBME, or maybe just zoom out from that a little bit to any of the documentation like originated in SIBME, so that way your poor little coachees don't have to also keep up with like a Google folder or shared drive or all those things too, because it's like, okay, let me move this to this to this, and it just seems like I'm moving files whenever I'm hoping maybe one day it could all just be in one location. Anyway, I hope that makes sense.
No, that makes complete and total sense, because yes, there right now in our current format, there is a bit of redundancy, because as things are shared with me, that's where they're all going, is into a Google folder. And so I'm then turning around and putting them in to SIBME. And so, yes, I completely agree with your feelings of redundancy, but I feel like as our team becomes more comfortable with using SIBME, we've only been really doing this since December, really getting into it. I would like, my hope, my dream, all of that is for definitely transition to keeping everything TIL related in SIBME, just so that it is one place, everything TIL is there. I know we have just not even scratched the surface of what all I need to be, having built in. I want to change, like you changed and put your emblem on there, like all of those things I'm fired up about and want to do. And I think will really help to make it a place where people know all of our TIL work is here. This is where we go. You're not having to go all over the place to find different artifacts and documents, because there is so much in TIL, so much. Like, I would really like to be able to put all of our contents for trainings in there and everything, make it one stop shop. That's my goal.
Corey, do you you and I talked about maybe like a month ago, like that idea of the forms being put in SIBME, and I might not be using the correct name, but you're speaking of ideas, maybe I am. But do you think that that's something that could be used for scripting, or just like filling in boxes on a document type thing?
All three of you, I feel like I'm on the same wavelength as y'all whenever I talk to y'all. So again, it's really exciting to have you all together, because that's exactly what I was going to kind of ask and see if it would fit, because I am not TIL trained, so I don't exactly know like the scripting process. I get the concept of it, but I don't know if there are specifics for how it's supposed to look or happen. So what I was going to ask is, in the scripting, like, is it a fill in kind of like template type experience for scripting? And if it is, you're absolutely right. So I don't know, Monique or Jennifer and Jessica, I don't think we've had a chance to talk with y'all, but we did with Austin just a couple of weeks ago. We are going to be releasing before or at the start of next school year another feature. It's going to be a game changer, like Goals was for us, called Forms. And you may kind of think, oh, Google Forms, I know of that. Is it going to be like Google Forms? Yeah, it's going to be a lot like Google Forms, in the sense that you can build it. You can build different things and decide, I want this type of a response. I want long form open text. I want a checkbox kind of thing. I want it to pull this specific date. You'll be able to assign it to specific people, or people can go, I want to log a form. So the idea is that this one module could be a mentor log or a coach log, or a tool for like my template for scripting things that would then kind of generate this resource that can give you lots and lots of different types of data. So with that in mind, our team actually was just asking if we had any customers who would be willing to kind of test out forms. And so Austin, I think you might be one of the ones, I think actually put you as one of the possible ones to maybe think about with the scripting. I wasn't exactly sure what y'all would test with forms, but maybe that scripting piece would be a good one. And again, like they're going to be for logs and for specific components of whatever type of professional learning cycle. You could do surveys through them. It can just be a number of different uses that you have. Awesome. Thank you for sharing that template. Let me open
it would just
up,
be so
actually.
cool to be able to like, oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. Thank you. I'm gonna close it and I'll open it again.
It just has to like click it, and then maybe it's in my workspace. I could just drop it in the huddle, and man, that would be
it's gonna be one. Drop me the link again whenever. Okay. It's gonna be one that you could have it in your workspace. You could put it in a huddle. It could be attached to a goals and action items, so you could have have it as part of the whole oh yeah. yeah, I definitely think this could be something that you could do within forms. I'll take this to the team and see what their thoughts are on it. The other thing is, like, you can upload the template document and then use document commenting as a way to fill it out. It just doesn't, I mean, you can do the text on, but you'd have to create a template that has enough space for what people would need for the text, the typing on there with text to work within the document commenting. So
you're
but
thinking that when forms like does come out, there may be the opportunity to replicate that somehow.
Yeah, you'd be able to put that template in there, because this is kind of similar to what our coaching team does for their coaching reports, and that's one of the things that we've taken like into account for like our team to be able to replace those Google Doc coaching reports that they have to make a copy file of and yada yada, and it would all just be right here in Sydney. So yeah, more to come from that. And that might, again, be another way we can leverage this roundtable space as a way for y'all to like make sure that we are, as new things come out, or we think about something that like changes the possible workflow of something that you could leverage. I'll be able to put those things within our roundtable space here in the School of Sydney. So
awesome.
But I get that. I mean, like, again, as a virtual coach in our services and the different resources that we use, like our team has worked really diligently using folders and a huddle and all of those spaces to help keep the separate Google world out of all of our contract coaches, so they can just go right into one place and find it in Sydney and easily be able to share a relevant resource from the main coaches huddle into a huddle of somebody that they're working with and all of that. That's good. I wanted to note real quick that Austin did say he's definitely wanting this document here, this content upgrade one, just saying.
That
okay,
may or may not be top secret information, Austin, and if I share it with you, I'll have to kill you.
Yeah,
Oh,
there we
I don't want
go.
that.
She'll find you.
But I did zoom in as best I could.
But hey, we're in a safe space, right?
Yep. No, it's all good. I saw that and I was like, oh man. Jessica, do you want to share your screen? No, I'm just kidding.
Monique, did you have anything as well? Like I saw that you kind of hinted on like the ability for the bigger coaches to comment on it, comment on the documents. I think that's something y'all are doing as well, right? So anything else?
No. Well, so our coaches have to submit their scripts ahead of time before they record their videos, which has been super helpful because we can give them feedback on their script first, allow them time to make adjustments to it before and then they go and do their video. Just kind of found that helps, just helps them to make better videos, right? So that's been super helpful. And of course, all of the different things you can do, put a box around it, make a comment, highlight, just different ways. And it's all just captured right there. So it's not like I'm doing it over here and now we're going into Sydney. I just love that it's all right there. And if I am having a conversation with a coach, then we can go right there. It's all housed and becomes an artifact. So that's been really, really helpful to use that tool.
And this is another reason why I thought it would be so cool to get y'all together, because like Jessica, right, she's facilitating her TIL coaches within her region and ensuring that they've kind of got the learning that they need. Monique's taking it that next stage to, okay, as you're implementing these things that we've been learning that have been coming down the pike, then share your script before you go and have the conversation for the script. And that's where they've been focusing on kind of leveraging it, versus Austin's not quite using it in that space, but as much as kind of the documentation of the action steps and kind of moving forward. And you're starting to, as I was watching your video, Austin, I was like, I didn't know you were using collaboration models yet. So I think that's awesome. So I think you all are at like different, you have inserted, you decided to leverage Sydney at different stages within the potential places within the TIL work. none of you are quite yet using it with the teachers themselves and all of those pieces just yet, but which I think is a potential for all of y'all. But I love that you're kind of working on the back end side of things and how you document kind of where everything is. So, so let me head on over. Nobody has any other kind of questions or ideas for Jessica? I'm gonna pull open the next video here for channel view. And was there anything here in your comments that we wanted to kind of pick Monique's brain about or talk a little bit more about?
It looks like just in the chat, I know that Corey can't see that right now, but it looks like Jessica just wanted to know how to get the framework accessible in the platform. So I think especially showing Monique's video, it would be great to kind of go into depth about that.
Yeah, because Jessica and Austin aren't yet really utilizing frameworks. I think, Austin, we set up some frameworks at the very beginning, but you then kind of leverage the goal piece a little bit more. So yeah, anything, Monique, that you want to talk specifically about within your framework?
Yes, so added in the framework when we first started working into SITME, and so it was I needed a lot of support, which Corey was there, but once I got it in, it was it went so fast just to put it in. And of course, we're using the Get Better Faster rubric, and so that is what I added in. But I love the fact that you can take any rubric and add it into there. And then I think it was around Christmas break when you guys added the side-by-side feature. And so I know in my video that I showed that, and you can see it right there, because at first I think you couldn't see it, like it was a drop down or add.
Yeah, it took over the comments, right? So you could only see one of these two right panels with your video at the same time. Yeah.
So being able to click in and then go back and add comments to those has been very helpful. But the biggest piece is collecting that data in real time. So we have quite a bit of coaches, and we wanted to just keep data on what were they excelling in, what did they need help in, because that helped us drive each of our meetings every month. So the coaches put in their videos, we give feedback, and then from that feedback, we take that data and plan our next training. And it helped us to be very responsive to what the coaches needed. And every time we did that, they would say, we needed that last time. We needed that last time. So trying to explain to them, it was because of the feedback that we were being responsive, but we're able to capture that in real time and then get that data in real time. And so I really, really appreciate that.
It might be beneficial. I'm not sure if you would be willing to maybe share your screen and show us your analytics side. So we might be able to have you click on a couple of those views. I'll stop sharing.
Okay.
But I'm also just wanted to say, and then next year, once you've had a year's worth of data, you can look back and see, okay, what was the thing that we spent our coaches to put their time focusing on in August and in November. And so then you've got this just in time, maybe could have been last time, but we're just in time, at least we're being responsive as we see the impact of the data. Then you can kind of also forecast now, because you'll have a whole year's worth of data to know that start to see trends year over year. In November, we usually spend a lot of our time with our coaches talking about this component. And so let's just plan in October to do a training. So it's just ahead PD and not a just-in-time PD. So that's one of my favorite things. When I was at the ESC, that was one of their biggest uses of the analytics from the tags and performance levels, was then when we did our yearly planning where we fought for rooms and time and audience space, we would be able to pull that data and see what we needed to spend our time on. So if you click on tags and performance levels, and then we can choose your framework. But yeah, anybody have any questions for Monique as we kind of look a little bit into her analytics?
So you'll notice here, we're starting with our analytics. I am the most users. I play around in it a lot, but I will take you to the tags and performance. And then you click here, choose your framework. So we only have one, which is the Get Better Faster Coaching Conversation rubric. But if you had more, then more would show up. And I'm going to update here. It takes a little minute.
Yeah, you've got so much data in your account now. It does take a hot second to load.
So you'll see here our top tag standards, our least tagged. And so that does two things. Is one, it helps us to see what we are seeing the most from our coaches in their coaching conversations, what we're not seeing. And then again, that helps us to drive our next PD. It gives us our proven action steps, our performances, so different types of just ways to collect this data again in real time. And so I feel like it's another data point, Corey, that you taught me, but I don't.
Yeah, so you can this is looking at for everybody who's used that framework within a huddle or their workspace. You can also go to the user summary. And in the user summary tab, if you click on a person, so Monique, you might choose yourself, then you can look at, when you click on that person's name, you get a similar tags and performance level. You'll see whatever goals or action steps, which I don't know, Austin, if I've shown you that as well. It's one of my favorite ways to look at, just zoom in on a specific person. You should be able to search yourself, Monique, or just pick somebody. Yep. So then you'll have to kind of click on tags performance levels and choose the framework again. But that is, doesn't look like that person's used anything. You can also change your timeline, your date range for those different things as well. So, but Austin, for you, like the user summary and then clicking on one of your admins, then will also show you just all of the action steps that they've been assigned or own, and then what the current progress is on them as well. So it's a nice view there. Oh, you gotta click on tags and performance levels, that tab first.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's where we are. Okay.
There's a sequence of a chain of events that have to happen, and then now update now that you've got that. So what I like about this is I can look account wide. I can look, like, let's say we were using this all the way down to a teacher level. I could look at a coach, I could look at Austin and see his tags and performance levels for the people he's coaching, and he might have 5 or 15 people under him. And then I could go to one of Austin's teachers or coachees and look at a specific person and see, okay, in Monique's huddle where she's being supported, here's our top 5, our bottom 5, and when we're seeing specific things, even proficiency, if it's on there too. So it lets you drill down all the way to the individual, but also see big picture as well.
Monique, whenever you're tagging the video, so you're doing that as you're watching the video, and then you're like checking when you see it. Is that your process?
Yes, so I'll check it. Of course, we give all kind of feedback, right? Like, oh, you added that, said that, right? But once they do the thing, I check it, and then I'll go back, hit reply, and then you can make a comment on that as well. So if you saw it and it's something specific, like you named it, click that.
Yeah.
But this is specifically what you named. And then, of course, like all of the other comments and everything, it is time stamped. So when they go back to watch their video, they're able to see it, not just, oh, you named something, but you named it and here is where you did that. Or you named it kind of, and this is where you need, work on. They can go specifically and say, oh, I see what I did there.
Yeah, so it's a really good way to like code your feedback or code a specific moment. And you guys can use that not just on videos. You can also use it in like the script. So if they were to upload their script, the same way you comment on the document, there's the same framework tab. And so you can also tag the framework in the document too. You want me to show you? You want to head on over to one?
I'm going to go to huddle, and then I'll go here.
And then have you made any comments on this one? Click on the comment bubble on the right there. It'll open up. Okay, so no annotation. So let's go ahead and start to make one. We don't have to post it or anything, but go ahead and choose your favorite annotation tool and start making a comment. And those are at the top.
No.
So the text box there is where you put in whatever your feedback is, but then you see that little list icon below that. Click that and it'll open up where you can choose your framework. If you scroll to the right there, that framework is on. Looks like your window's a little bit narrow, so there you go. Now you can select your framework. And then you'll get those check boxes in there.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. What's also cool is as you select those check boxes, and you can choose one or more than one for any given comment or annotation. What also happens is, see how it's kind of adding that down there. Once you post your comment, you'll see a little up caret that will then show you that you can expand that comment. And so that list can be viewed both when you're making the check boxes, but also post comment posted, right? So Monique or Catalina would be able to expand that to see not only Monique's feedback, but then what Monique connected it to from the framework.
Oh, cool. And it collects the same data in the same. Oh, okay.
And then there's that performance levels there. Can you see that? Can you show that clicking on performance levels? If you click that, here's the performance levels, and you can give a rating for everything. The blue circles with the number in them, the number would show you how many times it was tagged within that particular document. So you'll know if it was tagged or not. There you can see what your performance, and you guys define these. You define the performance level descriptions, the labels, the specific things that you want to be able to check a box on, all of that. Jessica and Austin, as you're looking at this, what are you thinking about for your own use? Anything, any questions?
I actually was thinking about an idea I mentioned in my video about a next step, which was involving teachers submitting their lesson plans or PLCs submitting their lesson plans into SIDME, and we just give feedback directly within SIDME. TIL, I don't know if this is why you're shaking your head, Jessica, but has that observation tool for lesson alignment, and we could just put that framework in there and check it if it's present, and then just run the coaching process by what's not present.
That's brilliant. Very good.
Really cool.
Yeah. So usually the hitch in the lesson plan piece is just dependent upon how where your district currently has teachers creating and holding those. And then the question is, if it's in Google, do you want them to just put the link to the URL to the Google lesson plan? And then you've got two options when you've got a URL to a live document. You can click the link and open the live document, or you can open it in SIDME. Depending on the share settings, it'll open the doc just like a PDF viewer, just like this, and you can make all your comments here. Or you would click the URL that takes you into that teacher's drive and leave the comments on there. Problem with that is those comments and the tagging of the frameworks and things aren't possible in Google. So it's just thinking, how do you want those teachers to do it? Do you want them to they could put it as a URL both ways, but then whoever's giving feedback just needs to know, do I want to open to comment or do I want to open an original? So there's two options there. We have others who would just say, I just tell them to download it as a PDF and then upload the PDF to SIDME. That way nobody accidentally clicks the URL or whatever. Monique, thanks for showing that. I always think it's helpful to be able to toggle through an account that already has some data in there and see that live.
And I will say, when I put in the rubrics, it did not take long because of course it was what was already a step. I have my two screens, so I just copied and pasted over
The hardest Yeah, I was gonna say the hardest part was Monique and I just sitting and going, okay, how do you want it to look in Sydney? You've got a couple of different options as far as like, what do you want to check box and what do you want to do and all those things. But once we kind of weighed the different possibilities of how the framework would be used in Sydney, then she just copy and pasted.
And
So,
it took maybe, I think our conversation on what do we want it to look like took maybe 30 minutes and a couple of calls, and me getting the actual, the whole rubric in probably took about 5 or 10 minutes.
yeah.
And so I was like, I'm done. She was like, already? Like, yeah.
Yeah, it was fast. It was fast.
Well, I need a lesson then, because I really, really want to use that part.
I love that. I love that. This would be where, you know, we always get people who are like, could you just put that person's in my account? I wish we could. I wish we could just like duplicate and share to another account. We can't at this time, but we can always, because I'm in all of y'all's accounts as we helped you get set up this year, I can always be like, well, let's take a look at Monique's and how she has her set up and decide if that's how you want to do it. So any other questions for Monique before we head over to Austin's video? Okay.
Before you head over to Austin's video, I said, Monique, I love the framework set up. As much as I love SIDME, we just got to get that Channel View ISD logo implemented, just like how Austin did with Everman. So a good segue over to Austin, how he has his logo.
Yes, I was so jealous when I
customized, had the buy-in from everyone, excited about Everman ISD. So I'm excited about that. So we got to get that set up for you also too.
And that was one of those things that I'm like, I know I've said that to them, but again, like it's in the very beginning, and that's the least of your concerns, right? As you're getting started, is like, what does it look like? So, but Austin was like, oh, really? I could, and I was also.
I think I did that first.
You did it first. And
I remember ridiculous.
I came in and I was like, wait, I didn't realize. I was like, I didn't know we could change the font color. He showed me something I didn't realize we could do. So y'all definitely have one of the slickest looking accounts. It was good. It was good. Okay. So Austin, you're really leveraging the goals feature, and you've customized that as well, the king of customization over here in his account. So you really leveraged that to be able to match the vocabulary and make it feel like Everman ISD's account. And I also really liked how you're using the folders. I know that was something Monique was kind of intrigued by as well. So, so funny story, I had set up like a fake goal because I was showing another customer something about how Everman was doing theirs. And I forgot to turn off the calendar part. And so I sent Austin a message and I was like, I'm so sorry. I realized that went on your calendar. You can turn that off. He's like, I actually like it. I was like, oh. It was my idea. It was not my only idea, but it was one of the things I championed for our dev team to do, was to make the goal action items go on people's calendars, because I thought that would be really fabulous. But then once it like happened, I hated it. I was like, oh, I don't like it. I don't want to be reminded of all the things I have in all the places, because I'm a member of a lot of goals and not a lot of them are like actual things, right? So I need to turn it off in my other accounts and only leave it out in my one true learning account. But I didn't quite understand Austin and why he liked it so much, but this made so much sense when you kind of talked through how it kind of takes the things out of Sydney and puts it in the real world too, and kind of creates that connection. I was like, oh, that's a really good perspective. And that's back to why we were fans of the idea and made that feature. So anyways, it's a good reminder.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think Sydney does a great job of sending emails. We have all the emails turned on. I don't know that necessarily my principals and the deans that I coach like love it, but I love it because I'm like, you've got that email. But same with the calendar, like for Everman, Google Suite is everything. And so the fact that I could push it out to their calendar almost made it made maybe them pay attention to it more, so it really helped with, I wouldn't even say buy-in, it helped them understand Sydney is here, it's what we're doing, it's official, it's documented on your calendar. I mean, that I'm only speaking from my perspective as a principal manager. A lot of my stuff is very documentation, accountability based, and so I didn't want to leave like a stone unturned there. So that was really helpful. But y'all do need to fix the time though, Corey and Kyle. it's still going to lunchtime.
I know it's still going to lunchtime.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's on my list to reach out to Jeff too later today, because I think I'm going to meet with him later today and be like, hey, where are we on that? So I will double check.
Awesome.
I think one of the things that I think is most impressive about EISD's use, and there's a lot of things all of y'all are doing, but this ability to, like, we already know what kind of the specific steps may be for specific topics. And so leveraging the templates and then being able to go in and just say, okay, for this person, does apply, doesn't apply, does apply for that. So it makes that action step plan building so much faster to be able to utilize within the platform. And then you can leverage all of those other pieces. So Monique and Jessica, did you have any specific questions for Austin or things that you might want him to hop into his account and show live while we're on today?
I just think the greatest aha I got from this was him changing the language to action step, because that is TIL is its own language all in itself. And I think that is one of the greatest barriers when you're coaching someone that may be resistant or hesitant or whatever, to get them to buy into that language. Well, you got to speak it all the time. That's how you get them to be fluent. And so I think that was really powerful for me. So that's on my to-do list.
Yeah, it seems small, but I agree, Jessica. It was one of the first things we did that I felt like made SIBME accepted faster than the previous coaching platform that we used. It was the fact that we could change there were a lot of customizations we could make, but then we could change from goal to action step. And when we said action step, it was there, that was really powerful.
I dropped this article, this kind of account settings overview, which has a little bit of like how you can change your colors and logo, as well as the goal settings where you can go change the terminology. The link to this help article is in the TIL huddle. So you can find that after today for those of y'all wanting to go in there. Monique?
So my question is, because you do use your action steps quite a bit, what different types of action steps do you assign?
So we've got a ton of so we've got TIL, which the lever that we have is lesson alignment informative assessment, and there's a framework for that's specific to principles. And then we also use Get Better Faster. So some of those looked very similar, Monique, to what you guys did for Get Better Faster with our instructional coaches, as they're like coaching the teacher. For TIL, it sounds like maybe the only difference was that there are action steps related to systems in that. So one of them, let me try to see if I can find one and show you, but let me go to my most recent one. What I got from watching your video, Monique, was how you did your framework and you were like tagging things as you went through it. That stood out to me because sometimes like my coaches like revert a little bit. And so I think that would also help with tracking how stable are we on some of those things or common action steps, because sometimes things change. We get back from break and I've got a coaching session in January and it's like, oh, come on, no, you had all your systems. So let's touch back on that. I thought that was really clever, but let me show you this one. You could kind of see, hopefully.
And as he's beginning to pull that up, we're coming out in the last 10 minutes of our roundtable time together. So I want you to start thinking about what impact today has had on you, and what support you might need from me or anyone else here on the call to make those things happen. So if you've decided, okay, I think I'm going to go ahead and use frameworks, or I'm going to go customize my account, or whatever it is, if I can help you with any of that, just let me know. Or if you'd like to, continue the conversation, we've got our huddle where I hope we'll continue the conversation Kyle's going to talk a little bit more about some possible next steps, but just be thinking about that because we're going to have you kind of share that in the chat in a little bit.
It's loading. I'm sorry, y'all.
That's all right.
Something just off the cuff that I remember that I didn't put in my video was a little hack that I have enjoyed is when I assign the action step, I'll put the individual's name in the action step. It seems a little bit redundant, but I liked it because in the email, it appears with their action step and their name. So that way I wasn't just getting a bunch of emails with just action steps. I knew, you know, to whom it was like it correlated with. So I really liked that because then I knew like, okay, Dr. Ramos's is coming up. So, you know, that was a happy accident, I guess.
I love that. I was gonna say, do you want to go up to the top one? Yeah. Sometimes if the huddle one's not loading.
I know it was taking it to artifacts.
Oh, I'll check on that loop for you.
So, Monique, here's an example. If you can see it, okay. So, like, LAFA stands for lesson alignment and formative assessment, and like the domain is prepare. And so these were the three components that correlate to this domain. So just like you would have like phases and get better faster, you know, it's like a phase essentially. So I wanted to start leveraging like how Sydney updated that overarching like goal timeline to be like, okay, you know, our goal or our target date for all administrators to be in their prep systems planning needs to be done by, you know, X date or whatever, just to kind of set some type of rough framework for planning purposes or like align it to a PD. But here's an example of an action step that we had. Hopefully you can see it okay. You can zoom in a little bit.
And what I thought was cool is like when Austin and Paula came to us and we were talking about kind of their process and everything, they had several documents and resources that they had used as TIL coachees to kind of then kind of make sense of it in their mind. And so like different kind of waterfall documents and different things. And so it was really easy for them to, I think I could see it in Google Doc form that I was like, that's basically a goal. Like here's again, like similar to with Monique, like here's where you plug that in. So then it kind of functions the way that you would intend it to, and it's much more interactive. So I think that's really valuable. Austin, have you seen the latest update where if you click on one of the evidence tagged that, or added to the goal that you can then see, if you click on that video, it'll pull it up here so you can preview it and see any existing comments. So that's nice. And then if you want to comment on it, you'll see if you are one of the you know, the right kind of collaborator, you should see an open to comment option. So then you can click on it. It opens it in a separate tab. You could go in, tag your framework, leave all your feedback, just close the tab, and then it all presents right here. Nice. So then as you're reviewing the feedback, right, and the same thing goes for document comments as well. You would be able to open up what's nice about it is then it's like all full circle. I see everything all together. I see what the action step was, and then the evidence related to that action step and the feedback related to that action step all in one place.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
Good to know.
Okay. Anything else for Austin before we wrap up? Okay. So
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Quick question, and this is probably an easy one. The folders. How do you do those?
I will be happy to show you. Just this little guy right there.
And you've got folders on two levels. These are huddle folders. So these allow you to put your folders into different, like you got all your department chair huddles, and he's got 20 of those. And then inside a huddle, you'll see that same icon. So
how many folders on the inside? Hold on. Here, we'll go here.
Yeah.
No, and no one did that either, Corey. Hold on. I'm gonna get there. Where is
you
it?
find it. I'll keep, so what's also cool about folders
Don't
is
have
once
any
you have
set up.
folders established, you can, maybe in Sydney's support, I bet I have some folders in some of yours. When you share a artifact to a huddle, you can choose to drop it straight into a folder as well. So if I want something to go into Dr. Ramos's huddle for the 123 observation feedback cycle, I just have to choose, it's like an extra step. So you'll see the huddles listed. If you click on the huddle icon, it'll then expand all the available folders and you can just drop it right into a folder instead of putting it in the huddle and then moving it to the folder.
Oh.
If you'll have questions about that, again, this is what's great about the TIL huddle we have now in the School of Sydney. You got a question for anybody else within the group, or you want to follow up and be like, hey, I'm trying to create the huddles and I'm a little lost, then all you have to do is reach out to us via chat. I'm always happy to do a quick screen share tutorial to show you how, Austin's got something set up or whatever, like here's how Austin created his folders. I can do those things. Or if you see it and you want to share something, then yeah, just use the @mention so that we each know to come out of our own huddle shells into the School of Sydney huddle. Okay. All right, so my next question for y'all, and then I'm going to hand it over to Kyle, is of two things. One, in the School of Sydney TIL huddle chat, let me know what that next step is. And if you need a little bit more time to think about it, please do. But I would love to know what impact today has had for you and how you're going to move forward with that into action. And if there's anything I need to support you with, you can also put that request in there. The next thing I would love to know is, are you interested in coming back together again? And just for y'all, just as a private thing, would that, like, can we help facilitate that? When would you want to do that? Like, is it something you want to meet again at the end of the summer before you start things back up for the new school year, or like maybe middle of first semester, just to see what other things each other are using and like next steps? What sounds meaningful for y'all for this roundtable?
Be grateful for anything. Any collaboration would be awesome.
Same here.
Yeah.
Okay. And we'll probably
Nice,
have
Beth.
some more folks to be able to bring into this, but y'all are just the strongest use cases, and like each had your own kind of window that I thought would be really valuable. But you might see us introducing a new group in, and I'll have them share their huddle video, and they'll get to see y'all's. And so this was a full experiment. Like I've always, for me, whenever I started using Sydney, I wanted to see somebody who was using it, kind of in the way that I was envisioning it, but like had it already happening. And for me, that was Allison Burnett and Sydney's virtual coaching. And so having her just kind of walk me through, here's how I have this set up, here's how we do our logs, here's how we do this, like that was huge for me. I didn't do everything that she did, but I definitely was able to leverage some of that information. So I appreciate you all being a part of our experiment, and really hope that this could be future collaboration. So
I'm happy
anyone
to be
else?
a guinea pig anytime.
Awesome. So do we want to, and we can always follow up via email or chat with some like other possible times, but just trying to get an idea of like a window. Would like a end of summer meetup be interesting for y'all, or would you prefer like once the school year starts? Thoughts?
I know beginning of August is like crazy time, so maybe steer away from beginning of August because it's back to school time. But other than that, I really don't have a preference.
Okay.
Same.
Okay. Awesome.
I mean, I think that any like revamps we do are like happening now, like for planning. So I would say maybe after testing,
Yeah.
or like beginning of June or so, in case. I would love to share like ideas or things that have come up if I can't figure it out with everybody and see if y'all have any answers to my questions.
Love that. Well, next time we come, I was telling Kyle, I said, next time we should like maybe feed them or something when we come together for another roundtable. So we'll plan
That's
that
what I was
out.
going to say. No,
Yeah.
I did have another
Absolutely.
aside, because I've used it and we've used it with our coaches, and I just have absolutely fell in love with it. And I know that I've been to different maybe conferences, and a panel has spoke on how they used it with their teachers recording themselves, or how they've used it for you know, of course the teachers and the coaches, and we use ours for coaches and teachers, but I would love for maybe some other stakeholders within my district, preferably the ones who have control of the money, to see not only how we're maximizing and using it now, but how other districts and other places are using it, because maybe they can use it as well, as we end this year and coming up on next year. I think some points in the summer where it's a little slower, to have maybe a presentation on, this is some other things that you can do to maximize it. I think that would be a great idea.
Perfect segue.
I agree.
I was like,
No.
I just messaged Kyle. I was like, and that's your cue, buddy. There you go.
Perfect segue. So, and this is the thing about Sydney. I'll keep it short. I don't want to short on everyone's respect everyone's time, but obviously with these nice features, these cool features that really maximize y'all's work, what we do here at Sydney, but it's all about community, right? So we love having this community roundtable, these private discussions, coming back, discussing what we learned, taking that back to others, and hopefully next time we can join others. So exactly what you're saying, Monique. My role is to hopefully get y'all, if y'all are interested, in front of others, just displaying and talking about some innovative ways that you all are really coming up with these strategies for TIL and getting better faster. So we do have some national conferences coming up. If you're ever interested, if we possibly maybe putting together a panel, if we're able to get everyone there. I know scheduling, coordinating, but that's kind of my job to take care of that. So if you're interested in doing that, either national or especially if we're talking about TIL within Texas, some of those Texas conferences that we have coming up going into next year, would love to have you all kind of just talk about some of those innovative ways that you're utilizing those strategies within y'all districts in the program as well.
Yeah, calm down for a vacation. Just let me know where.
I know. I'm in.
I mean, I'm assuming it's in person. You know, I don't think you're
yes.
going to see the Zoom link. I'm going to be severely disappointed.
No.
We'll send you some nice shades and a beach ball and a Zoom link, so you can pretend. Right?
And lunch.
and lunch.
Oh, yeah, definitely lunch. Yeah, Corey said that. She called me for like, how you got lunch before? And I was like, Corey.
I know it came across my mind yesterday, and then we also were taking advantage of the beautiful weather, and I left for the zoo, and I told Kyle this morning, I was like, oh, I thought about it yesterday, and then I forgot about it yesterday, and so I'm gonna put that one on me. But next time we'll feed y'all for sure.
Yeah, we'll do that next time. We'll get some, we'll do that next time. But like I said, this is a great. I'm so excited that y'all are able to join us in Corey's brainstorm came to permission, but we'll definitely follow up on some more opportunities with speaking engagements as well.
All the success of Corey. I just want to say that. Amazing trainer.
It's been such a pleasure working with y'all. And again, I just thought it would be really valuable for y'all to kind of see each other's different uses. And again, like the idea, like one thing that I was wondering, Jessica, is if there's the statewide, anything with the statewide TIL where we might be able to do like a lunch and learn and be able to showcase the different ways that it's being used for all of the ESC folks like yourself, all the way down to the districts. Like that might also be a good point in addition to any conferences. So we will definitely stay in the loop with y'all. If you think of ideas, let us know. We definitely consider you all as ambassadors for the platform, which we appreciate. And Austin, I'm sharing that template with Jeff and the team, and I'll look for any. You've met Jeff before. He might reach out to you with some specific questions. I'm not sure if he's going to try to build it in forms through our backend and show you what it might look like, or if he's going to have you try to build it. I don't know, but I'm going to send him that template, and I'll keep you all posted on that form idea for the scripts. So.
Awesome.
All right. Well, I'll follow up with y'all via chat. Thanks for sharing those things. Again, if you want to just one-on-one talk through frameworks like I did with Monique, before you go to build one. You have my calendar, so you can always just book time with me, but definitely reach out now that you'll know each other.
Yes, thank you for introducing us. Very nice to meet you all. Kyle, you too.
Yes, yes.
All
Hopefully
right.
see y'all on the beach or some sandals, shades, and all that next time at a conference.
I mean, because after that Astros game, it's going to be hard to follow up on the next event.
I
Because
know.
that
I
was
think
good.
something nice and quiet in a small village of Ohio sounds really nice. I'm just saying. So come see me. All right, you guys have a wonderful day and great week, and see y'all soon.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank y'all.
Bye, everyone.